Hello everyone and welcome to today's video where I'm going to be breaking down and analysing every match of the 2024 USBC Masters, which was broadcast on Fox on the 31st of March 2024. 5 bowlers made the telecast and there were some new faces making some waves during this year's tournament, which is always great to see. The 5 players starting with the 5th seed are Richie Teece, Sam Cooley, Jason Belmonte, Patrick Dombrowski and DeeRonn Booker. Both Dombrowski and Booker are looking for their first ever PBA title, but we do also have some old faces who have won before, such as international players Richie Teece and Sam Cooley, but probably the biggest story is Jason Belmonte and whether or not he can win his 5th USBC Masters title and a record-extending 16th major. Whatever the outcome, this one is going to be a very entertaining telecast, so let's jump straight into match 1 where Richie Teece takes on Sam Cooley. Both Teece and Cooley start with a strike and Cooley's second leave is a 10 pin. Teece makes it an opening double but then gets into trouble on the left lane, missing right and leaving the 210 for an early open frame. Sam Cooley makes 2 really nice shots back to back, the first one striking, but the second was incredibly unlucky as he somehow left the 7 pin standing. It's then back to back 10 pins for Teece and he misses the second, which hands Cooley an early advantage and a 6 pin lead. Cooley then strikes but goes high for a 4 pin and neither player seems to be able to really get going early on. It doesn't help the carry hasn't been the friendliest so far. After the commercial break, Teece comes out with a poor shot missing left and leaves the 3-6-10, which he spares and then does get a much needed strike in the 7th. Sam responds however with a double and it's a bit of a must strike situation for Teece now. A high shot on the right lane leaves a 4 pin and a very wayward shot in the 9th means this one is basically over. Cooley spares the 3-10 in the 9th and that will be enough to see him advance to match number 2. Teece couldn't really get going in this one. He had a couple of poor shots but did struggle with carry early on. Really, the missed 10 pin cost him as he was always chasing from that point on. Match number 2 and it's the 3 seed Jason Belmonte coming in who's looking for his 5th USBC Masters title as I mentioned. And I'll first look at Belmo who goes high in frame 1 and leaves the 9 pin but does get his first strike of the match in the 2nd. Cooley's shot in the 2nd was not good as he was way inside and leaves the 3-4-6-7, but he does manage to convert it and look at how pumped up and emotional Sam Cooley got after that shot. He immediately follows up this great conversion with a strike in frame 3. Belmo makes it a double but the left lane overhooks and he leaves the 3-6 standing, which he does spare, so it's still close early on with Cooley working on a strike. He doubles to cut the deficit down to 2, but then a bad shot on the left lane. He seemed to really fall off this one, but he's actually quite fortunate to only leave the 3 pin after going straight through the head pin. It's a strike for Cooley straight out of the commercial break, but then a light hit on his next shot leaves the 4 pin, and this has been a problem since game 1. He struggled to string much together and really take control of the match. Belmo then makes 2 really nice shots, including an adjustment on the left lane, where it seemed he got a lot deeper and he makes it 3 in a row for a 22 pin lead. A 10 pin for Sam and the 3-10 which he misses, and this one is over as Belmonte strikes in the 9th. Final score in this one was 222, 191 to Belmonte. Moving swiftly on to match 3 and Belmonte faces the 2 seed Patrick Dombrowski. Coming off that pretty decent first game for Belmonte, but it is an open frame to begin with for him, who again has some trouble on the left lane, going light for the 2-10. Dombrowski's first 2 shots, however, are perfect, and what a way to show your opponent you're going to punish pretty much all of their mistakes. However, Belmonte, of course, puts that open frame behind him and responds with a double, including a nice 10 pin messenger on the 2nd shot. Dombrowski makes it 3 in a row, kicking out the 7 pin, but is slightly inside on his next shot and goes high for a 4 pin. Belmo strikes again and looks like he's going to get another messenger on the left lane, but it doesn't quite have enough to take out the 10 pin. Dombrowski in the 6th, and this one looked inside all the way and it's straight through the nose as he has the 3-4-6-7-10 to deal with. He did get very close to sparing this, but the 4 pin remains standing and now Belmonte has a 6-pin lead working on a spare. A possible sign here of the right lane transitioning, as Belmonte goes very high but is fortunate to leave the 9-pin standing after the 4-pin falls, but then does strike in the 7th. Dombrowski is still right in this match though, after getting an awesome messenger and then following this with quite possibly one of his best shots of the match so far for a double. A 10-pin for Belmonte and then a bad shot on the left lane, and he got away with one here, leaving just the 6-pin. Dombrowski now has a chance to close this one out, but there is a bit of a twist in this match as the ball just does not turn the corner, and it will be the 2-10 he has to try and spare. And this results in an open frame, and he's also pretty unlucky here in the first shot of the 10th, as somehow the 7-pin stands, and this means that Belmonte just needs a mark to advance to the title match.
Way right of target. Are you kidding me?
I should have stopped. Why didn't I?
I can't keep up
Why didn't I?
with this pendulum of momentum. This is insane.
Wow, just unbelievable. You would have put money on Belmonte in this situation, and as you heard him say, he felt he should have stopped here, so I'm not sure if there was some sort of distraction or if he just didn't feel right, but somehow Dombrowski advances after this huge mistake from Belmonte. So his quest for a 16th major title will continue, and it will be Dombrowski taking on DeeRonn Booker for the title, which means we will have a new PBA champion. Now straight on to the title match, and it's Dombrowski who kicks things off with a strike, still sticking with the Storm Fate. Booker's first shot on television, and this is certainly one way to start things off. He crosses over Brooklyn, almost gets away with it, but does leave the 9-pin, which he spares. He shakes this off though and makes a really nice shot in frame 2. Another very light hit for Dombrowski, but he hits them thin and makes them spin. Frame 3, and it is way inside of target, leaving the 3-10, and he misses the 3-pin for an open frame, and this will certainly help Booker settle into the match. Booker makes another couple of great shots, the first leaving a 10-pin, but the second does strike, and you have to say that after that Brooklyn in the first frame, he's looking pretty good out there. A 10-pin for Dombrowski in the 4th, and then does the same thing on the left lane, totally missing inside, and he's just not made good shots so far in this match, and at the moment, he's paying the price for these mistakes. He's already had an open frame, and this shot leaves him the big 4 for his second open frame, and this really does hand Booker a huge opportunity to start to take full control of the match. But it won't be that straightforward, as he goes slightly high and leaves the 4-pin standing, and then his next shot goes even higher, but he actually trips out the 4-9 for a strike and maintains a 20-pin advantage. Now, to be fair to Dombrowski, he did bounce back. He gets a very light hit again and a messy strike, and he's had a lot of these, particularly on the right lane, but does make a great shot on the left for a double. However, Booker responds like somebody with multiple titles to his name, with 2 calm and collected shots that make it 3 in a row, including this very nice rolling messenger. The pressure is really on now for Dombrowski, and this shot is on target, but it looks like he didn't get out of it too well and seemed quite fast as well. He goes very light and leaves the 5-pin, but this one is slipping away fast. Booker's next shot jumps up through the head pin, but is fortunate to just leave the 3-pin, which he spares. His next shot is high, and he almost takes out the 9-pin, but it does stand, and he has to make this for the win, and he takes care of it no problem, and that means DeeRonn Booker is your 2024 USBC Masters champion, and what an event to win your first ever PBA title at. He was just rock solid throughout the entire tournament and fully deserved to win based on his performances throughout the match play bracket, as he didn't lose a single match. For his first appearance on television, he was extremely composed and put in a very solid performance and did what he needed to do to get the win. Obviously, Booker is an extremely likeable guy, so many people will be happy for him, but it's also fantastic to see some fresh faces winning, because we've had quite a lot of the same old guys winning recently. Overall, I really enjoyed this one. It wasn't the highest scoring telecast, but the title match in particular was very compelling. Congratulations to Booker and thank you to everyone for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed my breakdown, and as always, if you did, I'd really appreciate it if you would just hit the subscribe button below. There's going to be a lot more PBA action coming your way very shortly, as the World Series of Bowling is literally just about to start. So of course I'll be doing quite a few videos, analysis videos during the whole sort of World Series of Bowling, so make sure to keep an eye out for new videos coming your way very, very soon. That's going to be it for today. Once again, thank you all, and as always, thank you bowling fans, and see you all next time.